Hey everyone, Facebook Live. This is Carolyn from SimplyHealed, and I'm just gonna take a look here and see if anybody's on yet. I know it takes a couple of minutes to get to where we want it. So I'm super excited to be here today to talk to you all about affirmations. Now, I realize that we live in the 21st century, so everybody knows about affirmations now, right? Well, I think so, but I'm always a little bit surprised that I get a lot of questions about affirmations and about how to craft them and exactly how to put it in the right words. I hear that a lot. I train practitioners in energy healing, and even after they go through a course, sometimes they're saying, to help out my clients, I have a little hard time helping them know exactly how to craft the affirmation. That's what we're going to talk about today. And what spurred this, actually, oh, hi guys. What spurred this is I like to just give things to my tribe once in a while when I get a wild hair. And so I send out to those on my subscriber list a PDF about I am affirmations. And I got tons of responses back. It was so fun. I was a little bit surprised, actually. Just a whole bunch of people saying, thank you, these are super helpful. Lots of really kind thank yous back and a few questions. So I thought, why don't I just do a Facebook Live and just break it down a little bit. So today, there's so much we could say about affirmations, but I'm not going to go on really long. We're just going to take a few minutes, and if you have some questions, put them in. I'll look there. I'll look in the comments after and see if there are any questions I can answer before we're all the way done today. So I just want to talk to you about three things. So how to craft affirmations, and then the best ways to use them, well, or however that works for you. I'll give you some suggestions, things that I like to do. And then also, I just have a couple other little juicy nuggets I'd like to share with you that hopefully will be helpful for you. So, number one, how to craft them. So one of the questions I got was, do they always have to be worded as I am? Now, the PDF that I sent out, those were all I am statements. Those are great because there's a lot of power in the words I am, but you can craft yours any way you want to. They do not have to start with I am. You can use let me say this. The best way that I like to tell students how to do this is, what is the situation you're in right now? What is the situation you want to change? And then ideally, how would you love that to be? And not so much love it to be, but how would you love to feel? Like, what are the feelings you would love to have if this worked out ideally, which it's going to, right? Because we're thinking positively. How would you feel when that is completed, when that has happened, when you are in the flow of that? And that's your affirmation. Easy, right? So, for example, I need to get out of debt. So an affirmation like, I am out of debt, would probably not be the best way to say it, because you're adding the negative thing in your I am statement. But you could craft it more like, I am good with money. I make wise money decisions. You can even start it with a different word, like money comes to me easily. Anything along that line, any words that work for you. And another important thing about crafting affirmations is kind of what I just said. Use the words that work for you. I'm a very kind of casual, laid-back girl and kind of goofy and quirky, so that's how my affirmations are, because they fit my personality. If you're more structured and more formal, use the way you would say it, so that it feels right, it resonates with you. And I like to throw in some that are kind of more serious and some that are really fun and lighthearted. Just mix them up and do it what works best for you. Let's see, I put down notes because I have so many things I wanted to say, and I didn't want to miss anything. Always in present tense, as if it has already happened. Don't use affirmations like, in 2 months from now, I will have the ideal job, because 2 months is in the future. And in 2 months from now, if you're still saying that affirmation, it will still be 2 months out. So I always tell people, don't necessarily put dates or times on it. Now, if there's another way of doing it, if you say, by December 1st, I am blah, 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 whatever you want to say. That's okay. And some of those work better for some people than others. It depends on your personality. I don't like to put my own limitations of my own brain on what I'm trying to create. Because I think God and the universe has much bigger plans for me than I can even imagine for myself. So if I'm trying to limit that by saying, by this date, this will happen, I feel like I'm not being as open to, or something better that could happen. So just always leave that door open for, or something better. And in fact, I do sometimes when I'm writing affirmations, I write that around my paper as a border, or something better, or something better, or something better. And that just means you're open to what you're writing, or something better. Also, I did want to mention, sometimes people say, oh, affirmations don't really work. That's an affirmation, right? That's a negative affirmation, even saying that statement. So that works for them. And so what we're doing is we're getting into the feel of it, like I mentioned before. You get it. How do you want to feel? Not just what are the words you want to say to create it, but the feeling. Get into the feeling of it. And also it's kind of like telling the truth in advance. You're setting up, I always say it's setting up the energetic scaffolding. It's setting up the foundation, because energetically there needs to be a foundation there for your dreams and your hopes and your aspirations and your intentions to be built upon. So, okay, thanks. I'm trying to look down here while I'm going along too. Okay, so that's pretty much how to craft them. Do them in your language. They do not have to be I am, but I am is great. Always in the present tense, as if they have already happened. And, keep it something that that resonates with you, that makes sense for you. Really important to feel into that of, is this what I really want, or is this what I think other people's expectations of me are? It has to be, how do you want to feel? Where do you want to be? Take what's bothering you, flip it. Just flip it into, what would I ideally like to have happen? Does that look funny when my hands come over like that? Kind of drill team-ish. Okay. Oh, that was my quirky part. Okay, so next, number 2 is like how to use affirmations. Oh, this is so fun. There's a million ways to use affirmations. It's however you want to. So here's a couple ideas that I've done, that I know other people do, and it works really live. I don't know. I've never done that before. Let me see what's going on. Okay, we got some questions coming in. Sorry, I had to put on my readers for a second. So, because that was someone on my team phoning me. Anyway, okay. So, how to use them. My favorite way of doing it is doing a jingle in my head. I know it sounds a little goofy, but that's my style. So think of a tune that, or if you just ask for one within a day or two, a tune that you like that would be really simple to use will come into your head. You don't even have to go out searching for it. Like a familiar tune. And then like think of a couple affirmations that you really like and kind of put them to the tune. And then when you're feeling depressed or discouraged or fearful of something or a little hesitant about something, guess what? You've got an awesome, personable song that you can do in your head by yourself. And man, everything keeps coming in my phone, so I'm not super skilled at the Facebook Lives, can you tell? And when something comes on my screen, I don't think you see it, but I see it, so it throws me off. Okay, so another way to use them is another one of my favorite ways. Write it write it in lipstick across your mirror or eyebrow pencil or whatever it is you have handy. I love when I brush my teeth at night, when I brush my teeth in the morning, when I'm doing my hair and makeup. I like having a really positive affirmation or two, like across the top of my mirror. So I see it before I go to bed and when I wake up in the morning. And speaking of morning and evening, another way is just to say them in your mind. Some people like an entire list of affirmations. And so they'll wake up in the morning and saying them out loud is really helpful too. Say them out loud, like every day, every evening, 3 times a day, 4 times a day, whatever. Sometimes I think that gets a little fear-based if you overdo it, but again, it depends on your personality. So you can have an entire list, or you might just take 1 or 2 that are kind of like a mantra that you concentrate on for a few months at a time. For me, that's a little bit easier for me, but whatever works for you. Sometimes you can make them rhyme because that's easy to remember. I was working with someone the other day, and this just came to my head because it seemed like something that would be really helpful for her to know and to really absorb about herself at the time. And so let's see if I can remember it. It did rhyme. I'm gorgeous, I am smart, and I have a kind heart. See, that's got a little jinglish rhythm to it, so it's really easy to remember. Or, the ever popular Louise Hay, every day in every way, I'm getting better and better. That's a really easy one to remember. That's a really great one to do if you've had a lot of physical ailments and things like that. Every day in every way, I'm getting better and better. So just put it in a way that really works for you. All right. One other thing I wanted to share with you today is a couple little nuggets, and then I think we've got some questions here too, about just certain words that I've found to be super helpful. I've done energy healing work. My method is SimplyHealed, and I've done that for years. And I find across the board, people from all walks of life, there's a word that when you say that word, it helps shift the energy in a positive way. It helps release negative. And that word is simply safe, like just the word safe. It is safe for me to blah, blah, blah. I am safe when I own my power. I am safe when I am at my ideal weight. I am safe with money. I am safe with success. That word helps a lot of people a lot of the time. So you might want to write a note of that word and see if that fits anywhere for you, if it feels right in any of your affirmations. Another word that I've found extremely helpful is the word willing. So sometimes it's hard for people to say, like, I am strong, I am confident, I am wealthy, I am prosperous, whatever. We are telling the truth in advance, and we are setting up the energetic foundation so that we're getting to that level of that energetic level, so that the energy of what we want can come and meet us there. Yeah, we know all that, but also sometimes while we're on our journey to get there, it's hard sometimes for people to just say I am about what they want. So an easier way to do it on some goals, on some affirmations, is try using the word willing. I am willing to be open to this. I am willing to be kinder in this relationship. Instead of I am great at this relationship, I am willing to open my heart. I am willing to allow unconditional love into my life. So try on those 2 words, willing and safe. And I had something else on my notes here. Oh, another fun way to do it is using the words happy and grateful. I am so happy and grateful now that I'm in my new car that I've been wanting. That's not for me. I love my car. It's kind of old. I love it. So use I am so happy and grateful for da 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 da. I am so happy and grateful now that And we're saying it in the present tense, whatever you're trying to create. Another word is allow, which is really similar also to I give myself permission. I give myself permission to, what is that for you? I give myself permission to speak my truth. I give myself permission to get 8 hours of sleep, or whatever, whatever that may be for you. So there's just a couple extra little juicy nuggets, some words that might be helpful for you, because they were helpful for me. Okay, I'm going to look and see if I'm seeing some questions come in. Oh, awesome. I'm not sure how to say your name. Asid said, I use it as a screensaver on my phone. Thank you. That's an awesome way to use affirmations. And there's somebody else. Oh, okay. What if you're having a hard time believing the affirmation? Can you use it as a question instead? Why is it that I have all the money I need? Yes, that works. And I think your question came in. Before I explained some of the other things. So what I said will help with that. And also, yes, you can ask it as a question, because posing it as a question allows it kind of opens up for the energy to answer you, for the universe to answer you. In my vocabulary, that's God to answer you. But yes, asking it as a question, although I would try it that way and throw in a few questions with your affirmations, or start out maybe with a couple questions mixed in with the other affirmations. But there's something about saying it in a statement and declaring it that makes it more solid. I think it makes it more solid. The question mark is a little bit wishy-washy, but try it with the question and then see what you get back. And then from the answers you receive back, in your own mind and heart, what you hear, what you feel about it, then you can craft some really excellent affirmations that are specifically personable for you. I'm just seeing if there's any other questions in here. Oh, yes, great question. Can affirmations undo long-held negative beliefs? Yes, that is one of the main purposes for affirmations, actually. It is said by science that if you repeat affirmations for 21 days, that it takes 21 days to change a habit. So on the PDF I send out, that's why I put 21. I am affirmations in there. And I'm pretty sure Wendy on my team is going to put the link. So if you want that little list of I am affirmations, you're welcome to just download that if you want to print it off on bright paper and hang it up somewhere so you'll see it. But yes, because what we're doing, our subconscious mind gets beliefs in it. Our subconscious mind runs, depending on which study you read, 95 to 97 or 8% of our life. Like our digestion, our heart, everything just keeps going without us thinking about it. Same with our thoughts. So, okay, here's an example. I remember I've cleared the energy on this, and I've done enough affirmations that I don't have I don't have any emotional residue left with this, but I do have the conscious memory because I use this sometimes for an example. I remember I was in 3rd grade. And I sat in a desk, and then there was a boy named Matt. Yes, I'm going to actually say his name. Matt sitting behind me. I'm sending him love, though. And then my friend was sitting behind him. So when my friend and I would talk, I would have to turn around and go kind of through Matt to mouth something to my friend when we were trying to be quiet, when we weren't supposed to be talking, probably like me. And so I remember one day I turned around and I was telling her something. I'm like, hey. And Matt was sitting there. His desk is facing me, and I'm turned around, facing him, but looking at my friend behind him. And he looked right at me and he says, "You're ugly." And I went, "Oh." And so I turned around because it kind of threw me off. And I'm like, wow, that was really mean. Like, that was really mean. Okay. But guess what? That little thing got stuck in my subconscious. And when I first started doing energy work many years ago, like 20 years ago, we were doing some self-worth stuff. And that was one of the things that came up for me. And so, yeah, energy work can clear up, but doing affirmations on a regular, consistent basis, yes, what you're doing, you're literally changing neural pathways in your brain. You're getting out the emotions, the negative emotions, and planting those strong positive. I always say it's like defragging a computer. You know, you're deleting all the old stuff and you're planting in, you're putting in a new program. I don't really like the word program, but you're planting new fresh seeds. You know, like just think of the affirmations as seeds. You're planting a garden. What kind of garden are you going to have? You know, so what you sow, so will you reap. Which is it? Remember, I talked about jingle. You might want to do your affirmations like a jingle. Here's a jingle that I have done for years. But the law of the harvest is simple. You know, whatever you reap is just what you sow. So see, it rhymes and it's kind of jingly. So you'll remember that the rest of your life. But that's what we're doing with affirmations. We're planting the seeds, and the more good seeds you have, it helps clean out the weeds. So, okay, thanks for joining me, you guys. You're awesome. And I see that, oh, somebody just asked what was the percentage you just gave at the subconscious. I actually said, depending on which study or which book you read, it will be different. I've seen it 95 up to 98%. So I don't know what the exact accurate is. We can just say a lot. Covers a lot. So I am just looking here to see if there are any other questions in here before. Sorry, I'm doing this on my phone because they're not coming up on my Mac here. So the link that Wendy put, download your affirmations if you want to grab them. And then, you know, remember the 3 things we talked about, crafting it in a way that feels right for you, and in the present tense, using them in however that makes sense for you, you know, sticky notes around the house, writing in lipstick on the mirror, sticking it in your pocket or down your bra, or, you know, whatever, just to help you remember. Or like a seed, I hope I'm saying your name right, wrote in and said she has them as a screensaver on her iPhone. Awesome idea. Thank you for that. You know, some people like to put on a certain piece of music, and then, you know, if that's a 3 or 4 minute song, in the morning while that song plays, they just say their affirmations over and over, or one big long list, however that works. And then remember the words willing, safe, happy and grateful, and I allow. And you can also add in, I give myself permission to. I find that's been really helpful for a lot of my clients, or that last sentence. So thanks for being here, guys. That was fun. I hope I wasn't too big of a spaz on Facebook Live, because this is all a little bit new to me, but I hope you have a great day. Write your affirmations. Here on the Simply Healed page, I would love to hear back from you. I'm going to start a little post on that. So if you have some really awesome ones that have worked for you really well, and don't mind sharing them with the rest of the people in our community here on this page, that would be super awesome. So thanks so much. Love you guys. Have a great day.